Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Achar Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders, apostles, and bishop of Great Millstone, JMS, teaching and ruling well. Salutation to the faithful believers, my brothers that are congregating with me, laboring this truth, and those that are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their abilities. All right. So I'm planning on doing a quick lesson, Lord willing. We'll, as the Spirit leads. Lord willing, this will be edifying. All right. And it's just day by day, in this wicked society, we're seeing more and more. As you're in this truth, you're seeing more and more what this place must and has to be destroyed. Okay, for the wickedness, for the darkness that they're pushing forth. The Salaki. Salakia. For the wickedness that they're pushing forth, So it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's enough to get you mad. It tells you, he that get it understanding, get it much sorrow, and that's true, because the more you understand how things are supposed to be, coming in this truth, knowing that you're Israelite, knowing that you're supposed to be, knowing that the world was made for your sake, but because of our disobedience, we're in the lowest state. That puts you in a different mindset than these other people. That's why it says ignorance is bliss in the world, But the fact that now that you know that you're in the situation where people are suffering because of our disobedience, that puts you that you see the world from a different view. You see it more clearly, because knowing that the disobedience was the reason of our downfall, that obedience and returning and turning back to our Father is gonna be the solution to be exalted, okay, to obtain salvation, to be delivered out of this place. Because it says what the Lord required obedience rather than sacrifice. Okay. So that being said, man, you see a lot of things, man, out there that vexes you, man. Even the heathens are vexed at this place, man. That the Edomites are supposed to be in rulership, but the elites, being so greedy, instead of sharing the riches with the rest of their people, they're keeping it for themselves. The elites look down on their own people. You see, they don't have no care for even the poor of their own people. They look at them like shit, like dogs. That being said, let's get to it, man. All right. So it says here in Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Okay, and that's true. If you put your trust in this place, if your hopes are in this place, you're gonna be destroyed with this place, man. Because to put your hopes in this place, meaning ultimately it leads to a decision to make. Are you gonna bow down to this wicked system? Or are you gonna resist the devil and side with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? And how can you side with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai if you don't know him? Okay, if you don't believe in him, all right. When the time comes and these people offer you a microchip, and it's either life or death, are you willing to to sacrifice your own life so that you not be damned in the eyes of Yahushai? Because he that saveth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for his name's sake shall receive his life again. All right. So at the end of the day, there's no losing. There's no losing in the Lord. You cannot do anything against the truth but for the truth. All right. So again, if you put your side, if you trust in this system, if you trust in this devil, which is the so-called white man, Esau Edom, okay, which the world called Caucasian and whatsoever those different names that he uses to hide his identity, but it's really Edomite. Their nationality is the Edomites. The so-called white man is the Edomite. Esau is Edom, okay. So if you side with them, your end is going to be a sore destruction. Okay. It says here in Job 10:20, are not my days few? Cease then and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. And we know that there's no comfort here, man. You can't even trust your woman. You can't even trust, your job. You might be laid off anytime, by a snap of a finger. You might end up homeless. There's no surety here, man. Everyone's living paycheck to paycheck. Even now in these times of pandemic, even in those times of unsurety, the economy is crashing. Well, all hell's breaking loose. You can't trust in this place, man. There's no comfort here, man. Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and shadow of death. Okay, a land of darkness as darkness itself, because there's no truth in this place. There's no fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in this place. Everyone is following the concept of do as thou wilt. All these people that come to America, all these foreigners, all these people that are from the other side of the earth, when they come to the U.S., they become straight up demons, man. America, aka in Babylon the Great, is the place where you can let your inner demon possess you, man, and you can be wicked as you want to be, as they say, do as thy wilt. That's the spirit that these people move in. YOLO, you only live once. So that due to that concept, all your wickedness is how can I say that? All your wickedness is explainable, or is you can back it up, because you only have one life to live. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna commit adultery. I'm gonna steal from my neighbor. I'm gonna covet his belongings. I'm gonna steal from such and such, whichever wickedness. I'm gonna become I'm gonna lay down with I might join the LGB, the ABC, and all that, because in this side of the planet, mainly at Babylon the Great, they promote wickedness, man. The land of darkness as the shadow of a death itself. Okay, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadows of death, without any order, without the law, statutes, and commandments. These people, even if they say they fear the Most High, even if they say they believe in God, saying you believe and showing that you believe is two different things. These people, as it says in the scriptures, these people have me near unto their mouth, but in deeds they forsake me. Roughly paraphrasing, these people claim that they fear the Most High, but as soon as they turn their back, they're as worse. They're as the heathens. They're as the wicked, if not as worse. Okay, as it says, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduceth them. You see, these people are seduced by wickedness, the same way as Eve was seduced by the philosophy of the serpent of Esau Edom back in the garden. You see, that's the same way that these people are attracted to wickedness. All right. So it says here, without order, and where the light is as darkness. And that is why these people, when you come out with the truth of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, when you come in with the 100% truth of the gospel, these people hate on you, man. They this, O Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets. These people are here now, man, and they hate the light because their deeds are evil. They hate the light because they don't want to change. They don't want to submit themselves to the order, as I was mentioned before, to the order of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And they love the darkness because they can conceal themselves. They're comfortable in darkness. They're comfortable in wickedness, right? You see, and they don't want to come to the light lest their deeds be reproved. Because coming to this life, coming to the light, following Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, like I said before, it's all about order. You can't come in you can't say you're a nigga. You can't come in as a nigga in the truth. You have to shed that old man. You have to kill the old man and become a new creature. And parts of becoming that new creature is forsaking all that you've learned in your life in the world. Because now you're not a part of the world anymore, man. The Lord has taken us out of the world. You have to be separate, become holy. That's what it means, man. And that's why, as I said before, as with more he that getteth understanding, increase it in sorrow. Because it's painful. It's hard, man, to understand that the way that the world is moving right now, it's not supposed to be like that. The Israelites are supposed to be in rulership, and the laws of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the statutes, laws, and commandments are supposed to be the law of the land. Those are the law that everyone should be under, man. Not as those statutes and legislations that and those wicked decrees that are being pushed on the people, so wickedness can increase on the earth. You see, And I just, you see? And this, let me bring out this precept real quick. It says here, when the Proverbs 29 and 16, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but when the righteous shall see, but the righteous shall see their fall. So as I was saying before, do not put your trust in this society, because at the end of the day, it's destruction that await those that put their trust in Esau Edom. You see, and the fact that we're in a land of darkness and where darkness is as darkness itself, is because the wicked are being multiplied. As I mentioned, the righteous are more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduces them. And when they cross on the dark side, let's say, they become wicked more. They become even more wicked than the wicked. You see, and that is why transgression is increasing. All right, and then like I mentioned before, these are people, they love wickedness, man. They are being seduced by the way of the serpent, and they're bowing down to their system unknowingly or unknowingly. You see, and at the end of the day, it all comes down to that line. Are you willing to cross that line? Are you willing to bow down to the system? Are you gonna sacrifice? Are you gonna lose your life for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's sake? It all goes down to this. Are you gonna keep your integrity until the end? All right. It says here in Psalms 58 and 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. Oh, Salakia. It says here, Isaiah 5 and 20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And that's exactly what's going on in this society, man. The ways of the man, it's all madness, man. We're literally in a place where good is evil and evil is good. It's the turning of things upside down, man. You see? So it says here in Psalms 37 and 35, I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passeth away, and lo, he was not. Yet I saw him, but he cannot be found. As I was saying before, when the wicked increaseth, when the wicked are multiplied, iniquity increaseth. Okay, and that's the wicked spreading himself like a green bay tree, to spread his shadow all over the whole globe, because we know that the world was given unto the hands of the wicked. Okay, and during that time, you see, during that time he used it to deceive the world. Okay, and that brings me to Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And that lies is the deceit. They go astray, that goes into putting light and putting good as evil and evil as good. Okay, and that brings me to Revelation 20 and 1, pertaining to that when it says the wicked are astray as soon as they be born. It really goes into how when they came into rulership, they were allowed, the Lord allowed them to spread their deceit. Okay, as it says here, Revelation 20 and 1, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the keys of the bottomless pit and the great chain in his hand. And that bottomless pit, it speaks about the Great Britain, I believe. Great Britain, or that area. It's because of the lack of vegetation. You can't really plant, you can't grow things over there. You see? So it says here, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And it's not speaking about a literal dragon. It's not speaking about a literal serpent. It speaks of the Esau Edom. Okay, and when it speaks that old serpent, it's the same serpent, the same spirit that deceived Eve in the garden. That serpent, that old serpent, which is the devil, the deceiver, because devil really goes into deceiver, or the one that is against, or adversary. Okay, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Okay, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. And what did he do during that little season that he was loosed? He came into power, and he spread lies all over the world. He paint himself as being the Messiah, as being the Most High. You see, he paints he changed the history, in a sense. No, he how do you there's a word for it. Iconoclasm. He came up with iconoclasm. The fact that he changed all the pictures, the images. He changed the images of so-called the nobility, of the so-called blacks. He changed that and put himself as a steed, and in the steed of those people. You see, as it says, I've seen the servants on the horse, and the kings walking as servants. And that's Isa Edom, replete when he came into power, and coming and then Salakia. As it said here, the wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born. And when was that? We're talking about the Renaissance. Okay, Renaissance meaning rebirth, and that's them being astray as soon as they be born because they're speaking lies. At that moment, that little season that is about to come to an end, it speaks about that time where Isa Edom has been allowed by Yahweh Hashem Shai to spread his lies and to set a net of confusion in the earth. Okay, so the people don't know who they are. So our people, the true Israelites, the true people of the Most High, don't know who their power is. To put a veil over the people, but the time is now that veil is being destroyed. That veil is being cut up. Okay, it's being unveiled. Our people are seeing the truth now, more and more. Okay, and that's just to say that little season is coming to an end. Okay, as I said back at Psalms, I'll read it again. Psalms 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. That green bay tree meaning that he grew into being allowed to spread his wickedness, to spread his deceit, to spread his darkness among throughout the earth. But the next verse it says, "Yeah, he passeth away," and that's that season coming to an end, and we're at that season now because we're seeing his kingdom crumbling. It says the Lord has set him in slippery places that he can only fall. Roughly paraphrasing, okay. And lo, he was not. Yeah, I saw him, and he could not be found. Okay. So it says here in Peter 2 and 6, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemning them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after shall live ungodly. So that's an example to what is going to happen to all those, especially to America, aka Babylon the Great, when the Lord's gonna allow its destruction by nuclear missiles. Okay. So all those that live ungodly, especially in that place, are gonna be destroyed. Okay. Those that live in Babylon the Great right now, they're without a doubt they're gonna be destroyed if they're living ungodly. Okay. But it says here, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversations of the wicked. That goes into set a mark upon those that sigh and cry in the midst of Jerusalem. It speaks about those who are in the house of sorrow, those that are not in the house of mirth, those that are sighing and crying for all the abomination that has been done in the midst. Okay, for all the abominations, the darkness that's being promoted in this land. We're calling upon Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua to come deliver us, man. You see? For that righteous man dwelling among them and seeing and hearing vex his righteous soul from day to day with our unlawful deeds. And that's exactly what we're seeing day to day, man. Every time you get out the house, every time you watch the TV, just prepare yourself to be vexed. But either by a commercial, either by what by what you see in the streets, there's wickedness all over it, and it's being promoted. Okay, the as I was saying, woe to them that call evil good and good evil. So to them, doing wickedness is good. That's that green bay tree spreading itself, okay, and covering the light, and spreading itself, spreading the shadow all over the world, so that it come to the point where the lie became the truth and the truth became a lie. But we know that, as I said before, you cannot do anything against the truth because the truth is immortal. The truth is invincible in a sense. And it even tells us that Yahushua has obtained the victory. Okay? So it says here, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. So the wicked are going to be punished. Those that do not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, while they have time, they will be punished, because it says the Lord will mock them when the time comes, when their fear comes upon them. When you had time to hearken to the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and you refused, the same way that the Lord is going to refuse to hear your call when you call upon Him for deliverance. Okay. So this is why we do all these epistles. This is why we're doing these videos. This is why we're in the highways and byways, to gather the elect, to make sure that our people are ready for the coming of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We're heralding the coming of the Messiah, because He is coming soon. As I mentioned before, this is the little season where the devil has been loosed a little to deceive the whole world is at his end. Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? So it says here, I'll close up with this. 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So the heavens, meaning those that are in the elites, those that are in rulership, are gonna be taken away from rulership. They're set in slippery places to fall. So at one point, so when Yahushua comes, he's gonna abase them, and those that are with Yahushua are gonna be exalted. Those that serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua are gonna be exalted. Okay, and all the works that are being done under the earth, man, all the wickedness is gonna be burned up as well. Okay, because when Yahushua comes in, he's coming in to establish righteousness on the earth. The earth is gonna be it's gonna be like in the time of Eden. Maybe even better, because now it's going to be multiple, it might even be better, man. Because now we're going to have spiritual bodies. We're going to have immortality, because Adam in that time, he did not have immortality. Okay? So it says here, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to His promise. What is the promise? The fact that the Israelites are going to be exalted, immortality, spiritual bodies, rulership, okay, salvation, ultimately salvation. This is the promise. Okay, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. This is our hope. A new heaven and a new earth where dwelleth righteousness. Where things are supposed to be the way they're supposed to be. The way Yahushua intended things to be. Okay? This is what we're looking for. Order. The structure that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua has set in according to the word. Okay? We're looking for perfection on the earth. That's basically what we're expecting, perfection on the earth, by way of Yahushua coming and establishing that reign of perfection. And that is why that's what differentiates the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua on the earth compared to the rest of the heathen kingdoms, because they did not rule with according to righteousness, according to the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, and that is why their kingdoms all one by one fell. And that is why our kingdom, the kingdom of the Lord, is going to be established forever and ever. Okay? Because we're going to rule under the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High. Okay? And that is why that is our hope. That is the promise that we're waiting upon. Okay? It says here, wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, that ye may be found of Him in peace, without spot and blameless. Meaning that when Yahushua comes, you better not have bowed down to the system. You better not have taken that microchip. You better not have, going against the law, statutes, and commandments. You better have studied. You better have your hand to the plow. You better have done what was expected of you as a servant of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That is studying, reading, doing your lessons. If you're a woman, being subject unto your man, being subject unto your man, reverencing him, respecting him as your Lord, the same way that Sarah called Abraham Lord. Okay, if you're a man of the Lord, you feed the sheep, you show brotherly love, you show charity, you do what is expected of you as as a servant of Yahweh Bashim El Shai, and before, and even more than that, not putting your faith in this kingdom. Of course, we're in this place, but we're not from this place. So we're just doing what we need to do to survive. Okay, you know that there's nothing wicked in bettering your situation. You know, going to school to better you, to have a better position, to have a better job. But at the end of the day, this is not our hope. As I said, and as I read in the first precept, arise ye, this is not your rest. For this place is polluted. I'll read it again and I'll close out. Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart. We have to leave this place mentally. We have to leave this place. First, we need to leave this place mentally. Okay? We leave this place mentally, and then afterwards, we're going to leave it physically by being beamed up. Lord willing, we're part of the number where Yahweh Shai is going to deliver us in those chariots, in his chariots. So we have to depart from this place, for it is not our rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. So if you bow down to this place, if you bow down to this system, if you bow down to the way of life of Isa Edom, thinking that that's your salvation, you're going to be destroyed, because that's not the way. It's really the broad way that leaded to destruction, that leaded unto death. Okay? The only way that leaded into salvation is the narrow path, and that's following Yahweh Shai and keeping the commandments and law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and fearing the Lord with all thy heart. Okay? So that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. Until next lesson, DTA Ababa Kwam Yashala, Shalom.